Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Y'all, this is just a little bit of some of my final thoughts, okay? Quick thoughts, predictions for P Valley. We are coming to an end. It's so hard to say goodbye to P Valley. I don't want it to end. It seems like it went crazy, crazy fast, even though they gave us 2 more episodes than they did the last time around. It's just like, how are we going to end this? All right, how are we going to fit all of this into one episode? There's still so many stories, so many things that's going on. Of course, we want to know, did grandmama make it? Okay, did she pass away? Is Keyshawn getting up out of here, or is she getting Derek up out of here? We want to know, what's going to happen with Miss Mercedes. Is things going to turn around for her? Is she finally going to have some good luck? What is Little Murder going to do, or Big Murder, okay, going to do? And, I am feeling scared, y'all. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm crazy scared. I have been scared for Keyshawn and Little Murder since this season started, and nothing has changed. I am just as scared now. I have been scared from beginning to end, okay? And this will be my final time, okay? This last review that I get to do on Sunday will be the final time that I get to say, down in the valley where the girls get naked. If you're throwing them bands, then we gonna shake it. 1, 2, break up. 3, 4 breakups. So I'm like, no. And why don't we know whether we're getting to season 3 yet or not? What are y'all doing, stars? What do we have to do? Do we have to rally? Do we have to sign petitions? Like, what is going on? Why we don't know the verdict on that yet? These is all the questions that I have, y'all. I need answers. But nonetheless, I don't usually do prediction videos, but there was some things that me and my friends was talking about, me and my sister was talking about, and I was supposed to do one last week. I didn't get to do one, so I said, listen, today's the final day. Let me go ahead and get in here and tell y'all some of my thoughts, okay? And there was also 2 things that I forgot to mention when I did my last review, 2 scenes. Wasn't nothing major, but since I'm going into these predictions, I think I can kind of tie those 2 scenes that I didn't mention in here. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it and just put some of our thoughts out there, okay? What are y'all thinking? Put it in the comments. Let me know. I want to hear from y'all too. And let's just say our final, prayers, cross your fingers that Keyshawn gets up out of here. So the first scene that I did not get to mention, okay, was basically daggone Andre up here twerking, all right? Nobody wanted to see that. Nobody cared. But it looked so funny and so awkward, when he got up there and did that. And when he came down, of course, that's when he was trying to kiss on Miss Haley or whatever. And she was telling him, no, not here. Come with her. And, of course, that's how they ended up going back to his apartment where his wife was waiting. And my whole thing is, why did we need her? Why is she back? And why does it look like in the trailer she's still there and she's standing on the porch and Haley is basically, telling him like, words unspoken or whatever the case may be or something like that as she's walking away. We know that she's probably going to be pregnant now, so I would assume this is going to change Haley's dynamic and her thinking and maybe what some of her objectives is now, right? And I think she was going to tell him that she was pregnant, but being as though his wife is back, she's probably not going to tell him, right? She's going to end up keeping that to herself. But if she does stay here, right, then isn't he going to find out anyway and see her stomach getting bigger and bigger? Is this going to be a thing where he's going to end up staying with the wife because of how it looks, right? Instead of just going ahead and divorcing her, they just going to continue to have a fake and phony marriage? That really doesn't make sense to me. I don't think we really care, to be honest. And I said this from the beginning. I think they waited too long with the whole Haley and Andre storyline. If they would have cleaned that up maybe faster in the beginning of this season or ended it off, closed it out last season, it probably would have made a difference. But I don't think too many of us care right about now. Maybe some do. I personally don't. But I'm curious to see that. I do feel like Andre probably won the race, but we never know. Okay, it could be Miss Patrice Woodbine, herself. I do think it's down to them too. I don't think Corbin is in this anymore because I remember when well, I should say Cal, right? Corbin is the other brother. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But I don't think he's a major player in this anymore because remember when he leaked out the information about Andre's dad you know, his brother went to him and was like, why would you do that? Now you got both of us down in the poll and you got Patrice, you know what I'm saying, basically winning. And so we know that she basically just took that bribe money and was shooting it out at the people and was like, yeah, I'm still here. They thought they could bribe me and they could kick me out. We know that, you know, she pretty much wants it all. We're seeing in the trailer that they was praying over her. So we know that it's the election night and they supposed to get the results. And it's pretty much her against Andre from what we could see. So I'm thinking that Andre is going to be the one to become the mayor. But like I said, they may surprise us and it may be Miss Patrice, okay? And, you know, from the way they looked in the trailer at least, but you know they can fix those trailers to look whatever way, it more so gave me that feeling like he did win, you know. We even seen that Corbin was outside with his hands raised looking like he's celebrating. But we also know that he said to Uncle Clifford, no matter who wins, okay, it's a win for him and that's still going to bring him more money. So he could be celebrating either way, right? So now the other part that I had forgot to mention was when Miss Roulette came outside to, you know, whisper before that happened, or was it after it happened? I think it was before it happened. She had this moment in the hallway with Duffy, right? He was saying how you need somebody that could please you, honey. You always around here pleasing everybody else. Who pleases you? And she was like, oh, well, if you think you could do it, come on. And of course he came and was giving her that pop, 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 and obviously was hitting all the right spots. Okay, he could do more with them fingers than she thought he could. So this made me think about that thing she did with the guy in the hotel. Was his name Troy? That have to come back. That have to come back. He has to come back around, right? That's not going to just go just like that. So now I don't see Roulette actually getting hurt behind what she did. I see either Whisper getting hurt, potentially Duffy, maybe even both, or even Toy, now that she's brung her into the equation and she's going to be working for her, because remember, she dumped that daggone, you know what I'm saying, big stack of bills on her and was like, this ain't no loan, sweetie, okay? This is for you to put in that work. And so you know how that goes when it's the person that starts the trouble and is the one that's out here doing the things. A lot of stuff don't come directly to them, right? It comes to those other people that are around them and that are more so innocent and didn't start it. And just because Duffy is the one that broke down the car, I could possibly see something happening to him. Moving on along, we also saw that Miss Mercedes had, you know, Farrah still calling her. That's no shocking, I don't think, to any of us. I thought that she was going to end up coming back around either by the end of the season or the beginning of the next, and we see that she's already back here. I could see her offering Mercedes some type of partnership, some type of way to get money, some type of deal, and I could see Mercedes taking it. And Farrah, girl, you owe her at the end of the day, because you're the one that messed up her getting her money the first time around with Coach. And now you don't put up these daggone pictures of her or whatever, right? So I think she owes her. I think that would be a good deal, and that would be a way for Mercedes to win. Mercedes just keep catching these daggone strays. She keep having a hard time, and I think she deserves to have a little bit of a daggone break, honey. All right, and Mercedes, I need you to be smart, girlfriend. I need you to go ahead and either start them virtual classes or do something similar to what we saw Mississippi doing, where she was doing these dances and making her damn coins that way virtually, okay? Do all of the above, do one or the other, do something, child, okay? Besides sit around and complain and curse everybody out, and focus on you and, you know, Tarika. That would be my advice to Mercedes. Don't know if they gonna listen to any of that, but that's what I got on that. You know, as far as grandmother, I do see her passing away. I did not want it to be, and I still don't want it to be, okay? I love me some Queen Loretta Devine, okay? Give her all her flowers and her shine. But I definitely do see that happening. I also could see maybe something where she's in a coma, but I don't know if they would necessarily go that route. You know, they did tell Clifford that they would only call like if something happened, right? No news is good news. And so if that was them on the phone that was calling, I definitely think they would be calling with some type of, you know, very important update or whatever, right? And My only hope where that's concerned, and Lord knows I'm going to cry my daggone eyeballs out, okay, because I cried my eyeballs out for Big Teak, and I ain't even have the connection with him that I have with Grandmother Ernestine. So I definitely will be getting it in, you know what I'm saying, if they do say that she is gone. But I think everything up till now has pretty much, you know, that's been like the breadcrumbs. It's all been leading up to that point. And I could definitely see it happening. And maybe because it's something that seems so obvious that it is going to happen, maybe it will be the complete opposite, okay? But if it is, I think we all just have to be as prepared as we can be. We do see in the trailer that Clifford is holding, you know, Mercedes, and it looks like, you know, Little Murder's there with her too. And that more so makes me feel like it was about grandmother, and, you know, maybe we got to say our goodbyes, right? Now, Lord have mercy, y'all. Moving on along, honey. This whole Mississippi situation. I think we can all agree, honey. Like I said, since the beginning, I've been very nervous for her and Dag on Little Murder, right? We know this season has been darker. We had the like whole, you know, kind of black aura over the pink. The whole Montavious thing still going on. We have Mississippi with her situations going on. We had them playing that murder game since the beginning. And when we look at the original crew that was playing the murder game, either they have went and killed somebody, okay, which is Woody killed somebody, right? He killed daggone Rome Raggedy behind. We had Little Murder killing Pico. We had Teak, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, taking his own life. Mississippi is the only one in this crew that has not died and has not killed anyone, right? And so out of that circle, is this going to be the time that Mississippi is going to get ready to kill, or is she going to be taken out? That is the biggest question that got us all on pins and needles. Now, one part of me feels like they ain't gonna let Derek die. That would be too simple. That would be too easy. They know too many of us want it. On the other hand, give us what we want. Let us all cheer and be happy, right? But I could see a situation, because either way you look at it, I just don't see it working that great. And to be honest, I don't feel like Haley's plan is that great, even though I at least give her credit for trying and coming up with a plan. And I do think it's genuine, and I do really think she does want to help Keyshawn. But I feel like we just know it's not going to go as planned. It's going to be something in the mix. In the trailer, we can see that there is blood on the steering wheel at one point when she's looking at the car. And we also see something where she is letting out this scream, baby. And that scream, in my opinion, have to really be something drastic. Is either, God forbid, Derek done hurt or killed them kids, some kind of way hurt and killed her sister, did all of the above with all of them. Because remember, the babies was left with her sister, right? And while I'm mentioning that, my sister last week, okay, when I was first going to do a prediction video, me and her was discussing it, and she pointed out like, oh, I think they're going to bring the sister back into play. You know, why would they have told us the story about her earlier in the season? Some kind of way Keyshawn is probably going to run to her house. And I'm like, well, yeah, she probably could do that, but wouldn't Derek know where all her family and stuff is at and her sisters at? I think it would still be easy to track her there. So I don't think that's where she would be going. So my sister was half right, because she did get brought back up again, but she got brought back up in the context of her babysitting the kids. And so is this a thing of, you know, Derek comes to the pink looking for her and somebody says something? The somebody I'm thinking that could possibly say something and would want to say something quick, fast, and in a hurry is old Big Bone, honey, okay? Because we know she been watching, we know she mad, and we going to get into her more in a minute, but that could be a possibility. But that would not be that far-fetched, because some people I heard saying, you know, well, how would she know where Derek is? It's a small town. I'm sure it's not that hard, and at this point, Big Bone been listening to everybody damn business, so I'm pretty sure it would not be that hard to reach him. I also could see a situation where Derek finds the passports. He finds some of the information. He finds the phone. We know he be creeping and peeping and looking through everything, tracking and tracing. So that wouldn't be far-fetched. And even earlier today, a thought popped in my head. Derek all of a sudden got a job. Whole 2 seasons he wasn't working nowhere. He couldn't find nothing. Now he got a job. I said to myself, what if he don't even have a job? What if she's telling, you know, Autumn, oh, Derek is working the night shift and I got this planned and that planned. I got the passports. I got my bag packed. What if Derek is lying about the job, honey, and making her think he gonna be at work when he not and he there waiting on her ass? Okay, I don't know, but I don't put nothing past Mr. Derek at all. Definitely a possibility for any of those scenarios to happen, in my opinion. And I'm just, whew, I don't know which way they're gonna go with it, okay, honey, but I just know I'm scared, and I definitely have my fingers crossed for Miss Keyshawn. Now, with Little Murder, I don't know. I'm still nervous for him too, okay? We seeing in the preview that he is standing next to this tour bus. You know, he's telling Keyshawn he will keep her secret, and she's telling him, you know, your secret is safe with me as well, right? We always know they had a good relationship and they got each other's backs. I always loved their relationship and they vibe together, you know, more of a little sister and brother bond. And we also see that he says to one point in the trailer to Clifford, you know, what if I just live my truth? And I feel like because Little Murder is trying to go on this tour, he's finally made it big. Things is finally working his way or starting to make it big. You know, going on this tour with Tina Snow, talking about coming out. Things never go the way you want, right? They never go the way that you were expecting. And just the fact that you're trying to make these changes and you're trying to go off and do these big things and these good things, but at the same time, you just did something, you know, bad that you were supposed to be doing, like committing the murder. I think something could come back to bite Little Murder on his behind too. I don't think he possibly will be safe. I could see that tape being leaked out some kind of way, you know, just as he's about to get ready to leave. I just don't see it being a thing where it's going to be able to be on his terms. Like something will come into play. Will he die? I don't know about all of that. Maybe he just gets hurt really bad, you know. Maybe even Maine's eyes, because he want to keep coming and, you know, being places he ain't got no business being and chasing down people and worrying about what these damn fools is out here doing when he's obviously had a long history of being in and out of jail, and he's over here back at the damn pink ready to start trouble with an ankle bracelet on his daggone ankle. You know, obviously that don't stop him and he don't care about that. And, you know, we see that Mercedes had to try to stop him from going out the night when they first was going to go out. So is this something that blows back on him because he want to be so busy, you know, running out here, and they want to just listen to this baby mother that's talking about some, you know, as much as I feel this baby, I feel it in me that he did this. Does she bring her big pregnant ass out there to try to do something, you know? I don't know. We shall see. I doubt that, but hey, I don't put nothing past nothing, right? And what else was I thinking about? Big L, I don't see him staying mad at no daggone, you know, Clifford. That ain't gonna last but 2 seconds. They argue, they fight like any family do, and they're gonna bring their behinds right back together. I don't think that's gonna last long at all. They just mad right now when they was in the heat of the moment, because you could see that, you know, Cliff was trying to run after him. Like he could tell maybe he took it a little too far and was caught up in the moment, and then that's when the phone had rung and it was the hospital. So therefore that's what really stopped her from, you know, continuing to go after him. So I could see them coming back together. Diamond, I could see you getting hurt, buddy. You may not die, but I could see you getting hurt just because you was laxing, or so we think, right? Everything so far, like I said in my previous review, has kind of been leading to Diamond being stupid and not paying attention. It's like that, Diamond, for you to be so thorough and you talking about you put this thing on this ring, and if anybody touches, something happens to you as your protection. You know, you're pretty smart overall. And so to be playing so dumb for Big Bone is like, is it all the act? And at the end, he gonna end up flipping it and being like, yeah, Trick, I knew about you all along. Or does she really have, you know what I'm saying, the wool over his eyes the way we are thinking? That is the question. You know, right now, in my opinion, Big Bone is holding all the cards. She's holding all the cards, and she could play them any way she wants to. Not only do I feel like she has Diamond in danger, but I also feel like she could have Haley in danger. She could have, you know, Mercedes in danger, Mississippi in danger, as well as Diamond. She knows all of their business, and they don't know anything of hers. I already gave the example of a possibility of Derek coming into the club and maybe she's saying something to him, right? Of course, with Diamond, we see that she was looking, debating on pressing this in, right? On the picture of the ring that she done took while he was sleeping. So we could see the potential of somebody coming in after him. And the sad thing about it is Diamond didn't even kill him. All he did was help move the body. But we had old Big Mouth Mercedes admit to it in front of Roulette Whisper and Big Bone, and she didn't say it low. We know Big Bone, what she say, the walls talk, okay? And she's listening, and so I'm sure she heard that clear as day. So does that mean that she sent somebody in for Miss Haley and Mercedes too? You know? We don't know, but I could definitely see that as a possibility. We also see in the trailer that Miss Haley gets a phone call and her face looks very serious, very distressed when she's answering that call. I could see that Keyshawn calling her to say she needs help. Okay, maybe she need her help to clean up a damn body that she done had to kill damn Derek. I could see her calling, maybe crying and screaming that something happened with the babies. All right. I also could see this as something where Haley gets bit on the behind because Haley been walking around here, real cocky and flaunting herself and acting like she ain't out here committing fraud. She been using other people's names. She been casting checks. My baby been doing fraud here, fraud there, fraud everywhere. And if you really think that these big, powerful white people is not going to be checking into you and finding out about your background, Haley, then you are not as smart of a businesswoman that I think you are. I think that actually can come back to haunt her and bite her as well. That also could be one of Montavia's people hitting her up, letting her know, chick, we know where you at. We in town and we coming to see you. Those are the different things that I think could possibly have that look on her face. We also saw a piece of something in the original trailer, I think it was, that was for the season, where we seen the sheriff looking down at that wanted poster or that missing poster of Haley. We know that he was asking Keyshawn if she knows any of her background and where she came from and what her real name was, and she was like, no, us, strippers that's at the Pink, we just call each other whatever our stripper names is. So I can see that coming back up, and I just feel like she's been too loud and too proud and too cocky at some points, all right? Like her stuff don't stink and like stuff can't come back and bite her. Like you ain't out here, like I said, basically committing frauds and using names that ain't even yours. All right. And you were not involved, even though you were actually trying to protect yourself and all of that. Okay. With Montavia's whole thing, right? And so for you to be so loud and thinking, oh, well, I made this little bit of money and I put this money down on the Pink, so like now you invincible. I don't think that's the case, and I don't think it's going to work out the way Haley thinks it is, no more than I think that whole plan for Keyshawn is going to work out the way she thinks it is, all right? So I could see, any of those situations happening, and I also could see Keyshawn being very upset if she saw that Diamond was in some kind of trouble and something happened to him, right? I could really see that hurting her really bad too. So, oh gosh, y'all, I don't know. I don't know. I just know I am so nervous. I'm so scared, and I'm looking forward to see how they're going to close all of this out. I definitely don't think that they will be closing all the stories. I think it's a little too much, and, there's no way for them to do that. I could definitely see them, of course, having a cliffhanger and setting up, for season 3, if we're going to get a daggone season 3, right? We don't know. Hopefully we do, though. I'm definitely, really hoping for that, because P-Valley is actually the show that I'm most excited to talk about, that I'm most looking forward to, out of all the shows that I do the reviews on. And so really do hope that they get another one, but I could see them having like a setup for season 3, and of course having a cliffhanger, and hopefully they will at least close out at least 75% of the stories. We would know who won the election. Not that I think any of us have that on the top of our list. We would know what happened with grandmother. We would definitely know what is going to happen with Mississippi. We would know probably, what Mercedes at least is going to try to have be her next steps. I don't know if we would have a definite no of Whisper and Roulette. Like I said, I could see somebody getting hurt behind her. Whisper, for some reason, and this might be like far-fetched and just out of nowhere, but we've always seen that she's intuitive, that she's been telling different people different things at certain times. She's with her crystals and this and that, kind of similar to Diamond's situation, but a little different. And I actually could see her telling somebody something. I'm not sure who it would be, but one of the ones out of the cast, I could see her potentially telling them something that may end up saving their life if they listen to her, right? Her giving some type of warning about something. Maybe she gives it to Diamond, I don't know. But I could potentially see that. Maybe she's even the one to bring Big Bone down, Yeah, I'm just throwing random things out in the sky right about now, right? As they come to my head. But I could potentially see something like that because they have not really used Whisper in a big way this season, besides her telling, Haley, oh, it's twins. And, her also getting the bad vibe in the hotel room. And, of course, that whole situation that happened with the guy. Outside of that, I don't really remember nothing too big that sticks out with me with her. I don't think her or Roulette's character really played out the way I thought that it was. Of course, in the beginning, I thought they were coming in as friends, and then it was like, no, they don't even know each other. Then we had like the colorism thing, the guy, wanting to pay Whisper more just to eat her out when he wanted Roulette to do these things to her. Then it felt like Roulette was going to set her up, but then she saved her, or did she really save her? That pretty was like the most we got out of their dynamic, besides seeing that they was on the poles, and they do a good job on the poles, but I still really wouldn't want to see them as like main characters. I still would want to have Mississippi there, and potentially even Mercedes in some other capacity, because I just don't see her getting up on that pole no more. And we know that she always wanted to leave. She's talking about this retirement age. She's trying to focus on Terica. So that's more so why I see the whole virtual thing working for her. And her even starting her class virtually, that just makes sense. And we didn't see her and Mama Patrice together, this season either, that I remember. So maybe we gonna see them get together some kind of way in this last episode. I don't know. She's just been, kind of avoiding her like the plague. For Clifford, I don't know. I think that definitely if he loses his grandmother, he's gonna have to be very strong. Okay, he's gonna need all the support that he can get. He's not gonna need, Haley coming with no shenanigans. That may be what brings Big L back in, because he may want to come when he hears about it and give her support. And I think that going forward, whether it's the money that she already have, any money that she potentially could be coming into for the future, she got to be way smarter than what she been being. Okay, we need you to get it together now, Cliff. If you get this second chance in some kind of way it works out, and you can get on your feet and be able to build something, whether it's staying at the Pink or whether it is the Pink being sold, which we still don't know how that's gonna go. But again, like I said, I don't think it's gonna work out the way Haley thinks it's gonna work out. Maybe some kind of way Cliff gets the upper hand on it. And if she does, I just will hope that this has been a learning lesson from her, and she wouldn't continue to be going about it the same way, because we know Cliff has been, bad with money. All right, love Cliff to death, my favorite character up there, but honey, you've been bad with money. So hopefully, maybe she brings somebody in that can help her with the finances and stuff like that is concerned, whether it is staying near or whether it is, moving somewhere else. I think at this point, she's even kind of settling on the possibility of having to move somewhere else and let this place go, right? Just as well as she was settling on accepting the fact that grandmother was passing away, right? Especially with how she was last talking to Mercedes or whatever. And so I think that, that would be the main thing that she would really have to be focusing on. And of course, she don't want to hold Little Murder back from him being able to go and, explore her dreams, his dreams rather. And excuse me, she pretty much knows that even though they care about each other, they can't be with each other in the way that she wants them to be, that he's completely, in a different space than she is and all of that kind of stuff. And I don't think she would ask him to do that. At the end of the day, she would just prefer that he gets to go off and, do his thing and go on tour and have everything that he's supposed to have or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. Do y'all think Haley is going to change now because she found out she's pregnant? I think she might. Some things might change and might give her a different perspective. That might have been, what she needs to put her in a different frame of mind or put her back down to reality. Another thing that could bring her back to reality is her spot being blown up, okay? And, people calling her out about these fake names she been using, or her spot being blown up, and Montavious people coming saying, peekaboo, we found you, we here. You know what I'm saying? After Big Bone make that call. So I don't know, y'all. Put it all in the comments. Let's discuss. That's the only things that really could come to my mind. At this moment, child, I don't want it to end. I don't want it to end. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm not ready. I'm excited and nervous and everything else all in one. But I'm definitely looking forward to this. And we gonna see what's gonna happen, y'all. But put y'all theories, y'all predictions in the comments. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's discuss. Do you agree with any of the things, that I was bringing up? If there's any other things you think I didn't bring up, either in my last review or in this little talk, So let's talk about it, discuss it, okay? Yeah. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined, okay? Put some flames up. Let me know you came by. Give me a wave. Say hey. Until next time. Toodaloo.